All right. Hi guys, good morning. So my name is Hailey Macias. I'm from Clearmark Title, and today we're going to be talking about Farming 101. So before we get started, a little bit about Clearmark Title. We were founded in 2016 to serve the unique needs of California real estate agents. We have 3 office locations. In Newport Beach is our headquarters, and then we have 2 of our title teams located in Pasadena and Long Beach. And we have 3 underwriters, WFG North American Title and Ticor Land Title Insurance. So this gives us a little bit of room when it comes to rates as well as what we can insure. And so to get started on geo farming, I like to compare this to actual crop farming. So we start by planting the seed by identifying a geographical location within your farm. And then you're going to nurture those seeds through regular communication and community involvement. And eventually you're going to harvest the sales in your farm if you do this consistently. So what is the first step when it comes to farming? Do you guys have any ideas?
Gathering their information.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
What is the first step when it comes to farming?
Oh. Choosing your area.
All great guesses. So we recommend, so when you get started with your farm, you're gonna wanna choose an area. And you're gonna wanna choose this area. It's gonna be somewhere that's close by, somewhere you can visit regularly. And also somewhere you may already have notoriety in this area. So think of places where you previously worked, places where you currently live, maybe if you have kids, where did they go to school? Places where you do a lot of your recreational activities as well. And then you also want to do market research. So market research is going to be very important when farming. You're going to want to know what's selling in this area, what the current market conditions are. And we always recommend keeping between 250 to about 500 homes in your farm. This is a really manageable size. And if you look at those numbers and you're like, oh, 250 is going to be way too much for me, bring that number down. Or if you think 500 is too little, you can bring that up. But you can always adjust, but you don't want to overwhelm yourself when you're farming, and you want to make sure that you're able to be consistent as well. And also take into consideration how long is it going to take for you to door knock 500 homes? How long is it going to take you to cold call, and how much is it going to cost you to do marketing materials to all those homes as well?
One of my farms I can't door knock because it's a gated community and they don't allow it, but I've just been sending mailers on a regular basis. Do you have any other, besides calling, like advice on how to?
Yeah, so we'll touch a little bit on social farming in the end. I think that would be a great option for you, is to pull like a list of the people within that community and try and target them on social media, or you can also run ads on social media. I'll touch on that on our title toolbox. You can pull lists that are compatible to Facebook Ads Manager, and you can target based on phone number, email, and first name and last name for a specific area. So next, you want to do property research, and you want to give yourself insider knowledge by understanding what's common in your farm and what's an outlier. So some things to consider are median lot size, what's the typical home style, median sales price, and then the home dimensions and features. So sticking with this home dimensions and features, can you guys think of any other ones that might be important to know about your farm? Or if anyone on Zoom has any ideas of what home dimensions and features you should look out for in your farm, I'd love to hear.
Like the upstairs.
Yeah. How many stories are typical for this area? Pools. Zoning is really important as well. Also, are these historical homes? Do they have air conditioning? These are all really important to think about when you're looking at your farming area. Yeah, pool's a great one. So I passed out this farming sheet as well. This will have some of those home dimensions and features for you to look at, write down, and kind of organize your thoughts in your farm. And I'll also email this to everyone on Zoom as well. If you put your email and first name and last name in the chat box. So also, when you're filling out this farming sheet as well, it's going to kind of help you kind of figure out your why as to why you want to farm this area and how you're going to market to this area as well. So the next step is to do inventory research. You're going to want to know what's selling, how often, and for how much. And that's kind of just the basic requirement. Next steps is you can calculate what the absorption rate is and what the turnover rate is. So absorption rate is going to be the number of homes sold in a month divided by the number of homes listed. And anything over 20% is going to indicate a hot market. And this is just going to relate to what the supply and demand is of your farm. And then turnover rate is going to be the measure of homes that sell in a given area versus the the total number of homes in this area. So for example, if there's 4,000 homes in an area and 400 sold within the last year, it would have a 10% turnover rate, and it would take about 10 years for all those homes to turn over within this area. And next, we want to talk about market research. When looking at a farming area, you're going to want to list out the pros and cons to this area, look at geographical features, such as what's outdoor recreation is available, are there trails to hike at, is it close to any bodies of water, some parks, camping sites, as well as it have access to the beach as well. And then shopping centers. Are there grocery stores accessible to the homeowners in this area? Do they have options when it comes to grocery stores? Where can they go to get their basic goods? Is there a local Walmart, Target? You want to know all the shopping area, what's available for shopping in the area. And then you also want to take into consideration the local highways, all the freeway entrances and exits. Are they accessible to other freeways, and also the traffic in this area? So when it comes to your farm, go drive around your farm at different times of the day, see what the flow of traffic is. These are all really important things to connect with the residents in your farm, as well as to sell your farm as well. So I want to talk a little bit about Title Toolbox. So Title Toolbox is where you can pull a lot of the information about your farm. So we have farming, statistics, turnover rates. You can pull property profiles and recorded documents like grant deeds and mortgage documents. Another option on Title Toolbox is this lead sheet. This lead sheet is going to pull life events within a 2.5-mile radius of your farm and for the last 180 days. So this is going to show affidavits of death, liens, divorces, notices of trustee sales, notices of default, list pendants, probate, and bankruptcies that have occurred. And it's going to tell you the amount of homes, the estimated value, the potential commission, and then the loan to value ratio. So to get this information, it is Premier data, and they range from 5 cents up to 75 cents, depending on which lead you pull. But this PDF is free for you to use, and I always recommend pulling it just to get an idea of what's occurring within your farm, so you can kind of be aware when you're making phone calls about who you might be calling and what their life situation may be, because life events affect real estate events.
Yes.
Next, this is like a little screenshot of what it looks like to pull a farm in Title Toolbox. So it's always going to show you all the properties listed out. It's going to give you the basic information, such as the average the bedrooms, baths, square footage, and then it's also going to give you a map view as well. And then there's a few different ways that you can export this. You can export this in Excel format, PDF format, label format, and then also in a walking farm format. So that walking farm is going to list the properties in the best walking route for you, and then give you space for notes that you can print it, take it with you. Or I've seen some agents upload that to like Google Drive and edit that on their phone as well. And then I don't know if you can see, but there's a tiny little clipboard next to the gear icon by each property. And so you can also write notes on those properties. So if you're cold calling, have a good conversation, or if you're walking your farm and you see something, you can write a note on a specific address and it'll save that. And it even has an option for like a follow-up date as well. And so also with Title Toolbox, you can pull property profiles. These are going to include hyperlinked documents, so those grant deeds and mortgage documents. So you can see, how much the mortgage is, what's the original loan amount, and then for the grant deeds, I think it's really important to see how the property is vested, if the person you're talking to is actually on title, if there's anyone else on title. And also, you could pull this for the people that you're talking to, because a lot of people don't have a copy of their grant deed. And it's always good to just check up, see if there's anything that's popped up, or if there if any changes have occurred since they purchased their home they're not aware of. And then next is the next sellers list. This is going to pull properties most likely to sell next in an area based on the average number of years that someone owns a home in this area. So this is a great list to start out with when you're farming. And then property comparables. These are going to pull your comparables based off of specific when they were last sold, and then specific radius around your subject property. And then the chain of title. So you can look back and see if there's any changes in title, previous homeowners, previous mortgages, and then if the property was ever in foreclosure, it'll let you know that. And it'll also let you know if there's any releases for mortgages as well. And then you're also able to pull these detailed statistics on areas. So it's going to give you high, lows, and averages for bedrooms, baths, square footage, and year built. And then it's going to give you that turnover rate, average price, number of homes, number of sales, and then the number of non-owner occupied properties. So is this area mostly occupied by renters? Do investors own a lot of these properties in this area, or do people actually live in the homes in these areas? And then it's going to give you a graph looking 60 months back on loans taken out and sales by month as well. And then you're also able to pull net sheets. So these are all the numbers on here are, you can edit these and you can change the price. You can adjust the brokerage fees, any other fees such as HOA or repairs that need to happen on the property. I know a lot of people will take this to listing presentations, maybe print out 3 of them at 3 slightly different price points just to give the sellers an idea of what they would net when they sell their home. This is also something that you can bring with you when you're door knocking as well. You can pull in Title Toolbox, pull up a quick net sheet, let them know what they would net if they sold their home.
That's cool. Is it just available on Title Toolbox?
Yes. We can always go ahead and do a Title Toolbox tutorial, and I can show you where to find everything, how to open up all of these different reports as well. So now what? We've talked about all the information that you need to gather, where to find that. And we want to talk about being present and being aware in your farm. So we want to talk about walking your farm just to get an idea of the kind of terrain. So maybe are there hills in this area? Would this area not be suitable for an older homeowner? Are there sidewalks? Is it safe for kids to play out in the areas? Also, we have an agent who loves to run. She'll do her morning runs in these areas just to kind of get her face out there, and then also take notes on any properties. If she sees one, she'll write one down and then continue with her run. And also to see like the flow of traffic in people in these areas. And then door knocking is really important, becoming a familiar face, getting to get your face out there, get them to trust you. Maybe don't go straight off the bat with trying to get them to sell, but build that relationship with the community is really important. And then your physical presence really matters. So attend community events and visit and become patrons of local businesses. So partnering with local businesses is very important. They can always give you guys referrals. And also we have agents who become really good friends with the local UPS, the mail deliveries, because they're always seeing, different what's happening in their homes. Are people getting ready to move? Maybe they'll let the realtor know what's going on with the homes in these areas. And becoming a patron of local businesses, I've seen a lot of agents actually go down to local farmers markets and meet the local businesses there. And also, you can even get a booth at a local farmers market. You can set up and maybe even bring your laptop. I've had them bring their laptops and provide people with property profiles, net sheets, what the value of their home is, or just market updates for specific areas. And that's worked really well because it's one of those opportunities where people come to you rather than you go to them. So it's a really honest and open conversation that you can have with people. And also, and then moving on to print marketing. So print marketing is still very important. This is going to be one of your touches for your community that you're farming. So having flyers, door hangers, postcards, making sure that you have a really specific call to action on all of your marketing pieces is going to be very important. And then make it accessible and relevant. This is where all of your research is really going to come into play when creating your marketing materials. So make it relevant to the homeowners in that community. What do they want to know? What do they want to be aware of? And also just something to notate, because I've seen this quite a few times, is the email and phone number and the way your name is written on your marketing materials. Make sure that is the same across your website, your Zillow accounts. Make sure it is the same on your social media as well, because you want to build consistency across all boards. And then cold calls and emails. Cold calls and emails are very important. Cold calls may not be everyone's favorite thing to do, but they're important. And really the idea with farming is if you've been doing it correctly and doing it consistently, these will turn from cold calls into warm calls because they've seen your marketing materials, they've seen you in the community, maybe you've gone and already door knock at their homes. And then phone numbers and emails also are available for purchase too through Title Toolbox. And then next I want to touch on social farming. So social farming is something that is exclusive to Clearmark Title, and we'll actually be bringing this in August to your guys' office. And so what this does is it melts together traditional farming tactics and social media. And we really are going to stress how to plan and strategize your social media, how to schedule, and how to mine for data. This isn't necessarily a class on marketing, it's how to extract relevant information from people's social media. And so you can target them and market to them correctly. This is really cool. A lot of agents have had a lot of success with social farming. We have agents that we work with that only do social media. She's actually her first year in real estate, she sold 21 properties and doing all of her work on social media. And now she's actually working to move from the place where she's currently farming into a new area. And what she does is she uses social farming to look up businesses and see the activity in certain areas and start connecting with the homeowners within her farm area that she's trying to move to. And she's had a lot of success with that. So we're really excited to bring this to you guys. And it is a 5-part series. The first 3 are all going to be presentation based, and we go over mechanics, objectives, the scheduling, and then the last 2 are going to be workshops where we kind of take everything together and help you create like a strategy and a plan and make sure that you understand how you can apply this to your business. And that is it for today, and who you work with matters. So this is my contact information as well as my business partner Lorralynn's contact information. And then I've also put in our customer service email as well. So for whatever reason you can't reach either of us, which would never happen, we have our customer service, which they're really great, have really great response times, and they can pull any information that you're looking for on any properties.
Sounds great, thank you.
Do you guys have any questions?
Do we download, do we sign up for this?
The Title Toolbox or the social farming? Okay, so I'll make sure to let you guys know about when the social farming is gonna happen. We're working on the dates. And then for Title Toolbox, I will pass out, I have a little sign-in sheet with your email. So after this, I'll get you guys set up and you guys will receive like an email with your login information. And anything on there besides like the leads are going to be free, so you can just play around, see what you can do, and then we'll schedule a tutorial as well, so I can show you exactly where to find everything and how to create and build your farms in these areas. Yeah, that sounds great.
And does that come with an app or is it?
Yes, it also has an app. So I would say with the app, it's great for like if you're out in the field and want to do like something really quick, like look up a profile or a deed or a homeowner. But I think it's really great to utilize the computer when you're doing like the farming information. Monica, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
And I'll go ahead and send you over a title toolbox login as well as our farming planner as well.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate you guys. Of course. So do you guys already have areas that you're looking to farm in?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what kind of motivated you guys to choose those areas?
The turnover rate, I guess.
Okay.